From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Our top story, Fairbanks police are searching for a suspect in a shooting that occurred yesterday afternoon.
That's right. The suspect, Brian Kazevnikov, is considered to be armed and dangerous. Kazevnikov allegedly got into an argument with a resident in the 1000 block of 24th Avenue and fired shots at the occupants. Now, police say 2 people received superficial injuries but were not transported to the hospital. Kazevnikov fled the scene and a warrant has been issued for his arrest. Police say he faces charges that include attempted murder, felony assault, and theft. Now, if you have any information about Kazevnikov or his whereabouts, phone Fairbanks Police at 450-6500.
A Fairbanks man has been indicted by a grand jury on 50 charges, 25 felonies, 25 misdemeanors. 36-year-old Brian Campbell is accused of using a stolen credit card to make purchases totaling thousands of dollars. Campbell allegedly used the card at Walmart, Fred Meyer, Old Navy, and a Holiday gas station. A $2,000 warrant was issued for his arrest.
With last week's announcement of the state-run Alaska Industrial Development and Export Authority's proposal to purchase Pentex, the parent company of Fairbanks Natural Gas, Governor Bill Walker says $15 gas could be a reality. That would mean a cost of $10 per 1,000 cubic feet to the Fairbanks City Gate. However, state lawmakers have been critical of the proposed $52.5 million deal. Speaking at a Senate Majority press conference today, Senator Peter Michicki of Soldotna said the deal provides nothing for the gas-hungry interior. He added that the Senate Energy Committee will look at the ADA project as well as other options for delivering gas to Fairbanks.
We're going to begin Thursday first evaluating this project. We're going to look at real solutions for bringing some additional gas supplies to Fairbanks. There's a way to do that economically. It's called a pipeline. So we're going to be looking at a small diameter pipeline. The challenge with LNG is how many times you have to handle the product before it gets to the burner tip.
Senator Liesl McGuire, who's also chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, says she plans to wait for the findings of a special investigator before delving into allegations of sexual assault and other misconduct within the Alaska National Guard. McGuire said she believes there is merit in waiting to hear those findings first and then holding thorough hearings. The Anchorage Republican said she plans to hear proposed legislation this session aimed at updating Alaska's Military Code of Justice and discuss the recommendations made by the National Guard Bureau's Office of Complex Investigations in its report on the allegations last year.
The Alaska Arctic Policy Commission submitted its final report to the state legislature on Friday. The 26-member commission includes 10 state legislatures and is co-chaired by Senator Liesl McGuire of Anchorage and Representative Bob Herron of Bethel. Each has introduced companion bills to define the state's Arctic policy. The report, which can be viewed at akarctic.com, focuses on 4 areas: promoting economic and resource development, addressing the response capacity gap in Alaska's Arctic, supporting healthy Arctic communities, and strengthening Alaska's Arctic science and research. Now, at a press conference in Juneau today, McGuire said Alaska will be competing with other Arctic areas for $100 billion in private capital, and investments are not limited to just energy development.
The Arctic is that next great economic opportunity for the state. It's the chance to fill the Trans-Alaska Pipeline up. It's the opportunities that we have in tourism that are already being realized in the Russian Far East and along the whole northern sea route. It's the opportunity to improve transportation times in a real Marco Polo route way.
All right, when we come back, the Breast Cancer Detection Center is preparing for new technology in the battle against cancer.
Also, the Senior Center is putting out a plea for volunteers to assist with the Meals on Wheels program for the elderly. Those stories plus more coming up next. And welcome back. A substitute teacher charged with sexual harassment of North Pole students will serve jail time. 23-year-old Michael Keller faced 6 different harassment charges. Keller was sentenced to 90 days in jail, 3 years probation, and a mental health evaluation. Court documents allege that 2 students from North Pole High School came forward saying Keller touched them inappropriately. North Pole police escorted Keller from school grounds and said there were witnesses to the incident. A district court judge ruled Keller could not have unsupervised contact with anyone under the age of 18.
A Galena man with a criminal history is back in jail, accused of stealing thousands of dollars from a liquor store. 19-year-old Kyle Nikolai was arrested yesterday after troopers say he and 2 teenage friends stole $60,000 in cash from the store. The 19, 16, and 15-year-olds broke into the office and took the money along with 2 cases of liquor, tobacco, and other items. Nikolai was recently jailed on first-degree assault charges after allegedly stomping on a disabled man here in Fairbanks. That charge was reduced late last week. Nikolai remains jailed at the Fairbanks Correctional Center.
Average retail gasoline prices in Alaska have fallen 4.2 cents per gallon in the past week, bringing the average price to $2.59 a gallon statewide. Officials at GasBuddy.com say that's good news for Alaska, since the average in the lower 48 seems to be on the rise again. The number went up 2.7 cents last week to $2.05 a gallon. A GasBuddy analyst told us that part of the reason for the rise is that refineries are getting ready to change to summer gas blends.
In the last 3 weeks or so, we know that refineries have started to reduce their output, and that's not uncommon for this time of year because they typically try to deplete their inventory of the winter blend gasoline before they can get started on the transition into summer blend gas. The good news, though, right now is that we're still looking at prices that are $1.25 less than what we were paying a year ago.
Newly elected U.S. Senator Dan Sullivan conducted his first visit with Major General Michael Shields, commander of U.S. Army Alaska, and members of the 1st Stryker Brigade combat team. The gathering took place yesterday during the brigade's readiness validation exercise at the National Training Center in Fort Irwin, California. Approximately 4,000 Arctic Wolves from the 1st Stryker Brigade Combat Team 25th Infantry Division at Fort Wainwright deployed to the Desert Training Center for the Decisive Action Rotation. The training ensures that brigade combat teams remain versatile, responsive, and consistently available for the current fight and unforeseen future contingencies.
The Breast Cancer Detection Center is making preparations for a new addition to provide better cancer detection. The center is reinforcing their floors to support the latest technology in mammography. Mammograms are x-rays of the breast used to help detect cancer. Right now, the center uses a conventional digital machine that produces one image of overlapping tissue. The new equipment, called a tomosynthesis machine, takes multiple images to see through layers of tissues and examine areas of concern from all angles. The center's executive director, Odette Butler, says the $500,000 machine will be installed next week. Now, currently, there are only 2 of these instruments in the state, one in Anchorage and one in Fairbanks at the Chief Andrew Isaac Health Center. Butler says the technology helps improve breast cancer detection rates and decreases callbacks, which can lessen anxiety for patients. Using an orange, she demonstrated how the tool provides better cancer detection.
The top of the machine takes slices of the images so that what you have are slices of pictures that the radiologist can look at to see if there's anything that he can see. So as you can see, it's more clear, it's more accurate, and better results.
The number of seniors in Alaska is increasing steadily, and unfortunately, many are not able to provide for themselves when it comes to meals. This is where the Senior Center for Fairbanks steps in with their Meals on Wheels program, providing close to 150 meals a day for the elderly in the Fairbanks and North Pole areas. The program, which is strictly volunteer, is in need of more drivers to deliver the meals, and the center says they will be glad to walk potential volunteers through the process to become drivers.
Come on down and we'll hand you a volunteer application, and then you'll fill out a background requirement. We pay for those things, but because we are sending you to be alone with the senior, we do need to run a background check. And then we'll get you started on training, and then once you get into a provisional status with the state background, then you can start doing a route on your own. It's a very rewarding job.
Sports is next, and I hope we don't talk about the Super Bowl.
Oh, maybe not. But he's really focused on local sports weekend recap. Look for that. Plus the new I-5 interior top 5 plays.
As long as it's not the Super Bowl, I'm fine.
After the break.
Welcome back, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook back again with your weekend recap. This Monday evening, the New England Patriots won Super Bowl 49 over the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday. You probably saw this. Tom Brady led the Pats on the touchdown drive with just 2:02 left, but the Seahawks had a chance at the 1-yard line with 20 seconds left. But instead of running, Russell Wilson's pass is picked off. New England wins 28-24. Brady Jones joins Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw as the only quarterbacks with 4 Super Bowl titles. You see that last play there picked off right at the goal line. Game over. And the Pats, they win Super Bowl 49. Now, the number 2 ranked Nanook rifle team defeated number 1 West Virginia on Sunday by 1 point after losing by 3 on Saturday to the Mountaineers. Alaska won 47-06 to 47-05 on Sunday. It's the first time the top 2 teams in the country shot over 4,700 points on the same day. It's West Virginia's first loss of the year. UAF improves to 8-2 and 5-1 at home. Alaska won small bore for the second day in a row. Mats Eriksson set the tone for UAF with a 586. Lorelei Stanfield, Soren Butler, and Tim Sherry shot perfect 100s and at least one prone position. Thomas Kianko shot a 589 for West Virginia in small bore. UAF fell by 9 points in air rifle. Ryan Anderson and Sagan Madalena both led UAF with 594s. Marion Pritiger and Ziva Dorvzavat had 596 for the Mountaineers. The Nanooks will end their regular season Thursday against Nevada. They'll shoot for the Patriot Rifle Conference title this weekend at the U.S. Air Force Academy in Colorado. After losing a controversial game 3-2 to the Cooley Region Show on Friday night, the Ice Dogs did not leave Saturday's game in question. Fairbanks started and ended the game strong. The Ice Dogs opened the game with 3 unanswered goals. Jesper Orval, Todd Burgess, and Hans Gorowski scored in that first period. The Chill, though, they would rally in the second period with 2 special team goals, a shorty, and power play tally to make it a 1-goal game. However, Burgess got his second goal of the game just 10 seconds into the final period. 3 minutes later, the Gorowski brothers, they connected for a goal. The Ice Dogs win 5-2, and they win the Stick It to Cancer series 2-1. Patrick Munson, he finished with 24 saves and 2 shutout periods for his 20th win of the season.
Yeah, we had a lot of fire in our bellies here, and I thought we responded pretty well in our first period, coming out with a 3-0 lead. We kind of let down a little bit, but then we regrouped ourselves and battled through it.
It's a little tough as a coach sometimes. There's 25 minutes in between periods. A prof, he goes overboard a lot of times, but the support that we got, I heard the numbers for bidding for the jerseys. It's unbelievable. This community is the best hockey community there is in junior hockey, and we're fortunate to be here.
And despite a roster hit with injuries and illness, the North Pole Patriots made history on Saturday. North Pole won their 3rd straight MAC wrestling title, a program first. The Pats finished with 286 points. Lathrop was second with 225, then West Valley at 167. North Pole won gold in 7 weight classes and got 5 silvers in 5 weight classes. Ethan Shoemaker of North Pole defeated West Valley's Joey Frisselone 5-1 in a highly anticipated title match in the 152-pound weight class. Shoemaker was named the most outstanding wrestler. North Pole will send 20 wrestlers to the state meet. Lathrop will have 13 after sending just 1 last year. West Valley will have 12 state wrestlers. State wrestling championships start this Friday at Chugiak High School. One local hockey team already won a championship. On Saturday in Anchorage, the Arctic Bears Dart team won the Alaska State Girls Hockey Championship. The Arctic Bears shut out Diamond West Anchorage 2-0. They end the year undefeated. West Valley freshman Helica Bryce scored, and so did Lathrop senior Jess Carlson with 2 seconds left. Senior Sabrina Nichols, also of Lathrop, made 16 saves for the shutout. This team finished with a 13-0-2 record. The Arctic Bears went 4-0 in pool play of the 5-team tournament as well. The team has girls from Hutch, Allison, Lathrop, and West Valley, so congrats to that team. And here's this week's I-5 Interior Top 5 plays. Check them out.
Starting at number 5, Chandler Maudry displaying the nice moves as he scores one of the winning shootout goals in Fairbanks' 3-2 shootout win over the Cooley Region Chill on Thursday night. Number 4, Patrick Munson with the 6th split save. He made 24 saves and improved to 25-2 on the year after a 5-2 win over the Chill on Saturday. For our 3rd play, Lathrop's Tyreek Jones scores the winning point in the 113-pound MAC championship with 20 seconds left. Jones gets his first win over West Valley's Jordan Opp 3-2. Number 2, Hutchison's Ellie Veazey banks in the game-winning shot at the buzzer on Friday night in a 46-44 win over Galena. At number 1, how about the headline performance from West Valley's Ruthie Hebert? The junior do-everything forward scored a career-high 51 points in an 80-71 win over Lathrop. It's the most points scored in a game by any player in the state so far this season. To vote for the Play of the Week, click on your play on the I-5 poll on Webster11.com. You can also comment on the KTVF Facebook and YouTube posts, and send a tweet to KTVF11 Sports on Twitter for your vote. The Play of the Week will be revealed this Friday.
The I-5 Sports Report is brought to you by Adient Orthopedic Physical Therapy.
And that's it for sports tonight. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back into the Fairbanks Evening News for a Monday. Mike Schultz with you once again talking about the weather, and it was a nice day today. We got over 0, but that's not going to continue. We're looking at colder air moving back in. In fact, 30 below is not going to be uncommon. Starting probably Wednesday night, the way it looks right now. We'll tell you more about that in a little bit. This is a nice photograph. This one was sent in by Sherry Olson, the Delta Clearwaters area. As you can see, really beautiful winter scene there. And the water is still liquid, which is amazing, not frozen over. And as always, if you have a photograph, by all means, send to photos@ktbf11.com. We'll share with the rest of the audience. Here's your almanac right now. 6 below after a high of 7 above. Can you believe that? The low last night, 21 degrees below 0. Record high 43 in 1981. Record low 58 below 1993. Sunrise and sunset about 7 hours and 10 minutes. A gain of 6 minutes from yesterday. And as far as our aurora watch, well, we're looking at a pretty good chance of seeing some auroras. They were out last night. We have a strong level 4 category going on. And we also have, once again, an air quality alert going on for North Pole. They're in unhealthy for sensitive groups, while Fairbanks is in a moderate status. And that runs until 5 p.m. Tuesday. What's going on as far as our map across the state on the satellite and radar? You can see a little bit of that moisture moving across southeast Alaska. Skies clear across the main part of the state, and that means colder temperatures moving in. The state map looks like this. Again, 25 degrees at Juneau, kind of chilly there. A little rain and snow around Ketchikan. Sunshine from Anchorage right on down to Kodiak. Along the Aleutian chain, up and down the west coast, things are looking pretty good too. 9 degrees at Nome, Barrow 11 degrees above, and Fort Yukon 20 degrees below. Lower 48 weather, here's what's happening, and as we're talking again about more rain moving across the Pacific Northwest. Not too bad over the southwest, a little warmer in Denver, 52 degrees there. Lots of snow recovering, folks recovering from all that snow in the Chicago area, and more snow on the way, unfortunately. And a lot of snow over the northeast. Look at the satellite and radar. Look at all that pink that's moving across the northeast and across, once again, the Great Lakes and just roaring down around the Iowa and Illinois areas, and more rain moving ashore in the Pacific Northwest. The overall outlook for tomorrow for the Northwest is calling for more showers and rain with colder conditions inland and more snow. And the overall picture for the next couple of days or later on this week, the jet stream once again taking a big dive down to the south, pulling that really cold air in behind it over the northeast. Just what they need, right? Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow. The northern section, snow showers for Barrow, partly cloudy at Nome and Fort Yukon. While here in the interior, we should see lots of sunshine, but colder temperatures moving in by the evening hours for all 3 areas. Over southeast Alaska, it looks like cloudy and a chance of snow at Juneau, to say, with rain and snow for Ketchikan. While over to the southwest part of the state, looking at rain and snow at Cold Bay, sunny skies at Bethel, and rain and snow for the Kodiak region. And down around the Anchorage Bowl, we're looking at, for the most part, sunny skies across the entire region and temperatures in the low 20s around Anchorage. Okay, new week. Once again, time for our kids' weather and a new school to introduce you to tonight. We're going to be talking with the kids from University Park Elementary School. Here's a young lady with a story.
I have a weather story to tell you. It's about my friend Letitia. We were sledding last winter and I had to go do something. She was still sledding and she got stuck in a hole. She got frostbite and I couldn't get her out, so I went and got my mom.
Always make sure you're dressed properly. Thanks again to Mount McKinley Bank for sponsoring our kids' weather. Tomorrow night, another young lady will be here to share a picture. All right, here's your forecast for the remainder of the night. 19 degrees below 0, scattered high clouds. And tomorrow's forecast, here comes the cold. 9 below for the high during the day, but temperatures starting to drop overnight pretty good. In fact, you can see on the 5-day outlook dropping down to 30 below right across the board just about. Daytime highs will be around the low teens below 0. No snow in the forecast. Sunshine, but once again chilly. The good news is we're grabbing 6 more minutes of daylight each night or each day, so it doesn't feel quite as bad, but still, again, cold temperatures.
That's a typical February.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
You all right, Stephanie?
No, I don't think she
She's still recovering from yesterday's game.
Yeah, like she knows our pain from 2012 when the 49ers we were right there at the goal.
It hurt. It just hurt. I owe Mike a Subway sandwich.
Yeah.
I will take one too.
I'll take one too.
Yeah.
I didn't bet you guys. You had to get in on it.
All right, thanks.
No more talk about the Super Bowl.
All right, we won't. That will wrap up this edition of the Fbx Evening News.
Patriots.
We're glad you could join us.
You did not. Tonight on NBC Nightly News, vaccination debate intensifies as measles outbreak spreads. I don't know if you guys know, but 14 states. So
yeah.
Stay tuned. That's next with Brian Williams.
Join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
From all of us here at the News Center, have a good night.
Patriots.
Seahawks.
Patriots.